Hello, everyone. This is your boy, Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. Welcome to another edition of Passive Income Central. I'm your host, Luke Evan Brooks. And I've been doing this for quite some time, and I want to explain what this show is about real quick. If you're tired of your boss, matter of fact, you want to fire your boss, you want to become your own boss, you want to have financial freedom, you don't want to deal with the nonsense, you're tired of the games of the rat race, well, this show is for you. Passive Income Central, we're going to talk about exactly what you need to do to have a passive income, how to generate money from different avenues or multiple streams. You're not alone in this. We're here to help, and I'm here to give you some guidance and direction. So let's talk about one of the topics that I like to talk about. Dispel myths with starting a business. Okay, guys, so I typed that into my little accolade system here. We're going to talk about this. So if you haven't already, please, if you're catching this on podcast, the description is down below where you can see us on YouTube. You can also keep it at this podcast wherever you may be, because I go to multiple platforms to get my message across. If you do go to YouTube, you can go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you would like us to talk about in our next future topics. But I want to dispel some of the myths with starting a business. Long ago, when I started out, a lot of people were just like, you shouldn't do it, it's risky, all these things that can happen, you might end up losing all your money, things like that. And I'm ready to break those things away. A lot of people who do this, right, they tell you that you should start a business. You might have this from family members, loved ones that's trying to just protect you from what could happen. Is there a chance that your business may not pick up like the way you want it to? That's true, but did you give everything to it to get it going? A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people treat the business like a hobby. And I'll tell you something, the IRS will tell you up front, if you're not making enough money and it's coming back-to-back negatives, they would tell you, hey man, you don't got a business, you got a hobby. The IRS is not here to just give you free money for things that you've blown away. And that's true. So you have to be smart with your money. A lot of people treat it like a hobby. And you might be like, what you mean a lot? I mean, people I see online, because I go off on Facebook, I go off on Instagram, I look at that. I look at some of these folks that do these online businesses, and they treat it like a hobby. They don't have anything really professional about their profile, but they're trying to promote to you to buy from them. But they don't have anything that shows any type of profession, anything that can actually say, hey, this person's a legit person. I want to get behind them. Don't do it. But as I digress, I want to talk about some of these myths. And this is going for my people in the United States. For my people international, just sit back. We're going to just talk about the U.S., teach you some stuff about our country. But we're going to go into it now. So one of the things is that it costs a bunch of money to start a business. That's absolutely wrong. What you need to have a professional business, and I mean professional, I mean, you don't have to go get these things, but it's good to protect you legally with personal assets. If you have cars, houses, and things like that, and you don't want anyone to try to take them or anything, is to get an LLC, a limited liability company. It's basically got the powers of a corporation, but also the powers of a sole proprietorship. You don't have to face double taxation. Anything that happens with your business stays with your business. It doesn't go into your personal property. No one can come in there and say, well, we're going to take those cars that you got in there, in your house, or at your house, we're going to take your house. How much does the LLC cost? A lot of people want to know. LLC shouldn't cost you no more than a couple of $100. At the most, $300. Depending on what state you get it in. I went to myllc.com to help me set it up. And I told them what I wanted, how I wanted to get it fixed up, and they took care of the rest. Now, on top of that, you need to get an EIN number from the IRS. Now, my LLC did it for me, but you can do this stuff on your own too. Because with the whole LLC, that's going to be registered with the Secretary of the State that you're trying to do it for. They're going to take care of it for you. Say, this is a business. This is a legit business, and gives you a certificate of authenticity, right? So when you go to banks, you go to places that want to know if you're real, you got a certified letter saying your business is legit. With the EIN number, you're going to need this. I'm going to tell you why. This is going to open up a lot of avenues for you as a business person. First off, it's an employee identification number. This is to show that your business is listed with the IRS. Second of all, once you get this, you can take this to the bank. The bank will have you fill out a form when you're trying to do a business checking account. Because again, we're trying to separate our personal money away from our business money. And we got to get smart with that. When you do this, it opens up avenues for you. Banks will come to you. Credit card companies will come to you. Now, this is all businesses. This is not, hey, once you get some personal credit, this is like business credit. Because business credit is totally different from personal credit. Business credit, you don't have to sit there and take hits like a FICO score or whatever if you're spending a little bit higher than usual. It doesn't work that way. As long as you pay off your stuff, it looks good. As long as you're making decent payments, it's looking good. When I mean decent, I'm not sitting there saying you gotta cut your arm off and pay everything off at the end of the month. But you're making payments back to back, and it shows the history that you're making payments back to back. They're gonna leave you alone. They're gonna say, I'm gonna mess with this person right here because they're really smart with what they're doing. Also, lines of credit will start to open up for your business. Now, does it happen literally overnight? No. What's going to have to happen is that you need to have that checking account open and then start making deposits into that business checking account. That could be coming from forms of cash. That can be coming from your personal stuff that you acquired when you had your business set up earlier and you was using your personal checking account. You just send that money over. And when they look at you and you say, I'm looking to apply a loan 3 months later, they're seeing that you're making deposits, right? They're making deposits, you're making legit deposits, and they're willing to work with you. Now, other things that people will tell you is that you got to have a bunch of employees with you. You do not have to have a bunch of employees with you when you're starting your online business. It can just be you initially if you want to. For me, I have 2 people work for me, and I might hire an outside contractor at the end of the day. With that being said, the 2 people I hire is for a reason, because I'm doing this alone with serving in the military. They back me up with taking care of all the little minor things that I don't feel like I need to take care of anymore. Now, is that saying that you have to do what I do? No, I'm just telling you exactly what I do to actually get me going as far as taking care of stuff that I already know how to do, but I need a team to take care of it for me because it's time. I don't have a lot of time to do this, all right? I got the message, I got the content that I build, I give it to them, and then they know what they have to do. Businesses get taxed more. Actuality, they don't get taxed more. As a matter of fact, going back onto the IRS, they give you incentives. So, for example, let's say you went out to eat with some friends and family, and you start talking about your business. Let's say we start talking about Passive Income Central. I do this all the time. I talk to people about my business. I be in groups with people. I have dinner. You know, I can write off that dinner on my LLC, right? Especially when I put it on credit cards. Hey, I'm paying for this dinner. Or I rent out a car and I turn around and go to a business venue and talk about my business. Anything regarding your business, you can write off. And they give you money, give you extra money on top of that. I think my last return was up really high. Very, very high. And they got it. And a lot of people are like, I don't believe that, but it's true. A lot of people tell you that you can't do this, but you can do this. And a lot of people get scared. And I'm going to tell you why they get scared. Because they're used to working a 9-to-5 life. They're used to getting tax or getting refunds at a very low rate. You got people who don't understand when you show them the paperwork, you show them the books, they don't have the time to look at it. They just feel like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this no more. I really don't. I don't want to look at that. I'm too lazy. Or I don't have an inclination to do this, right? And they're quick to judge. They're quick to judge and say this is a scam. But they hadn't did any research like you have. And I learned when I started to do my business, I stopped talking to my family members about my business. I only talked to maybe 1, perhaps 2 people about my business that's in my family, and that's it. Other ones are brainwashed. Other ones want to stay in a rat race, because I'm going to tell you something. Anything that requires you to have any change, whether it's weight loss, whether it's relationship, whether it's to start to business, it requires effort. It requires significant amount of effort. Because the things I'm talking about, it ain't requiring you to break your arm, but it does require you to have a proactive approach. You don't want to sit here and just be like nilly-willy with it. You want to go out and get it. You don't want to sit here and play games. You don't have time to play games. And a lot of folks don't want to hear me say that. But when you start a business, your business should be professional. It's just like if you take your car to the dealership. You don't want them to be like, well, I feel like I might work on your car today. I might not work on it till next week because I'm just tired. You'd be mad as hell. So I see people try to start businesses, and they treat it like a hobby. And you can't do that. Your business should be your passion. A myth is that business should be this hard and terrible. You have to be working crazy hours. Not necessarily true. I would tell you, when you set up your business, that's going to be the most time that's going to take you, right? Out of all the time as far as hours on end. Because you're setting it up. Once you set it up, once you use the tools, which I also have, which I have a link that's down below on how to get those tools. Most of them are free, but you can check them out and see how they work for you down in the link below. Those tools allow me to have autopilot. So when I'm looking for fresh leads, I'm looking for new clients, I'm not sitting here all day trying to hunt them down. I'm not sitting here all day blowing money just to get new leads. I'm using an autopilot system. If you can use an autopilot system for your business to help you generate leads or sources or whatnot, you're in it, man. You're in it. Now, for a business owner, you may feel like, yeah, Luke is talking the truth about this. But for the new guys, they're like, I don't have no clue what this guy's talking about. It's all about you having a perspective to be willing to change. If you look or write down the things that you don't like about yourself right now, and be honest, this is between you and yourself, things you don't like and the things you want to have in the next year, you might think that's crazy. No matter how you want it, no matter what it is, you should write it down. I remember 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐬, he was doing a show, and he's walking up to grown-up people. Grown-up people, you know, they're past their 20s. And he walked up to him and said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they start laughing. They said, you're joking, right? He said, no, I want to know. What do you want to be when you grow up? He said, I'm already grown up. They said, well, have you accomplished what you wanted to be when you grew up? No. So what is it then? And they let go of their own dreams, right? They let go of their dreams. There's too many people out here that's making excuses, have limited thoughts or belief that they can't do this still. Because it's some age number that I don't know. I have not seen this number before. But people think that. People think, oh, it's too late. I asked someone the same question. They start laughing. They say, I'm a dreamer. Well, I mean, I tell you this, I do dream, but I make those dreams become reality. A lot of people are not willing to do that. So, guys, I hope this helps you out. Well, for Dispel Myths for starting a business, it's just a little quick bite that you can take with you on work. I want you to stay focused. Think about what you want to do. Go for it. Take action now. Don't give up. Again, If you haven't started a business, no problem. I have a free course that's listed down below. It's listed down below. Go ahead, get access to that course. This course is going to start you from A to Z to start a business. And it doesn't take all day, it just takes a few hours just to follow those steps. And we'll get you going. If you have any questions or any issues, please feel free to contact me directly. I'll be able to look at everything you have. And for my YouTubers, like and subscribe. Come on, let's do this. Let's make this happen. And don't be afraid to step up to the plate, man, because every time you subscribe, anyone who subscribes gets new episodes, new features. And I'm even going to have people on my special list where I give away free software. So you don't want to miss out on that, okay? All right, guys. I see you on the other side. Take care.